Hello and welcome. My name is Laura and I am a food and beverage and hospitality expert. For the past 13 years, I have been working with luxury hotel and restaurants all around the world. I am a former chef, made receptionist, made restaurant manager, made F&B manager, operations manager, made consultant. Long story short, for the past 7 years, I have been working with architects, designers, investors, operators, and entrepreneurs looking to open and run effectively and efficiently their own restaurant. I have been helping different professionals at different stages of the opening of their establishment, and I'm very proud to say that I have 11 hotel and restaurant openings in my pocket. So my clients very often ask me, what is a good design? Is this good? Is this effective? Should we do that? Should we do this? So, it depends. So it is very, very tough to answer some of your questions. But what I thought is kind of fun to do is to perhaps look at some restaurant designs on the internet, and I will talk to you about what I would improve, what potential pitfalls I see in some of those designs, and hopefully you can get some ideas of how to improve your place, or perhaps how to do a beautiful designs you've been commissioned to, or maybe kind of help you get some ideas of how you can build your dream restaurant. So without further ado, get into it. Let's review some designs. Let's have some fun. Let's learn a little bit about functional operational design. Let's do this. Okay, we're gonna be reviewing a Mumbai Palace kitchen and bar, a luxury interior of a restaurant. I like this. All right. First glance, very gives me little Western vibes. The exterior, so I still don't know, or the exterior by no means communicates what type of restaurant that would be. The outdoor area looks, it looks okay. I like the fans. I'm assuming it's pretty hot over there, so it's nice to have something to get all the air moving. All right. Okay, what we can see here, the interior. Again, I don't want to get too much into details of the design or the beauty or the aesthetic of it, but I do want to talk to you about the operational functionality and how can we improve this. So it's not only beautiful, but it's also easy to operate and make you money after all. So again, lighting. Lighting is super important for ambience. What I like, there are multiple sources of lighting. Again, we see the problem of having maybe no light close to the table. That could be sometimes a problem, because even if you do have like headlights and stuff, sometimes the table itself can get very dark. And if you're serving beautiful and nice and tasty food and drinks, you want people to be able to see what they're eating. And again, the visual appearance to things is extremely important for the satisfaction, for the dining experience. So I would put some light on the tables, whether this is going to be a candle light or some kind of a small light source, very, very subtle, but enough to illuminate the table down. I see that this is not exactly as much of a problem on the kind of the tables here on the right side, but it's definitely a problem in the tables in the middle. And I would say that the tables here that we can see on the left hand side are super giga illuminated. So you do have to consider these kind of things. Light is super, super, super important for ambience, to create cozy environment, and for the overall experience, because ambience is something that we never, as customers or as people, as diners, we never um, necessarily discuss it or realize it, but it's something that you feel. And yeah, it definitely influences. It is absolutely 100% proven. It does influence the overall experience and satisfaction of your customers. So, super important to feel the overall ambience, and light is a big part of it. Again, what we're seeing here is huge chairs, um, but let's keep looking in interior and we will talk whether this will be a problem or not. Uh, let's go back. Uh, Creating restaurant separation or partitioning in a restaurant is a good idea on paper. Why is that? So, there are a few reasons that I don't like that much partitioning. First, it gives me a little vibes of office cubicles, which has definitely fallen off out of grace in the recent years. Open spaces are better suited. They're more airy, they're more breezy, they're more flexible. And as I said, it's very, very important to give your staff flexibility to be able to change the layout of the restaurant one way or another. This is important because then you're more flexible on what type of events you can do, what type of groups you can do. Do you do individual small two tops, which is a term that we use for two people dining, or you would do a four top or six top, eight top, or maybe a very, very large group. This type of partitioning really limits the option of actually having this flexibility in your table setups and in your floor plan. I think it really closes the space around. There are different ways that you can create space so the different groups or the different diner parties don't interfere with each other. I think it's too much. I think it's too much. And again, you're limiting yourself because here we are seeing four tops in the middle and six tops on the left-hand side. This means that this is all you can do. So if tonight you have a bunch of couples that want to come in, you have to sit them on big tables. And then boom, suddenly you've run out of tables. So, and you're definitely not optimizing the full capacity of the restaurant. So this is not a great way of designing it. And in my opinion, it should be avoided. I also hate those kind of back-to-back little booth things, like this thing in the middle. I don't want to talk too much about it, but if you want to know more, just go and see my previous video. I'll probably put a little card above it. Go and see. I talk a lot about these central booths and why I don't like them. So go and see that. See, again and again, we're seeing these very, very, very large tables. And my question here is, how do you deal with smaller groups? Of course, if you do know your clientele very, very well, and you know that you rarely get couples or just like two people in one party, then it's okay to have a lot of tables of four, a lot of tables of six, but still, my experience is that most restaurants, and actually the big a chunk of clientele is often of two people and four people and not bigger groups. So to me, so many large tables like what we're seeing here is a really, really inefficient way of building a restaurant. And as we mentioned, all this partitioning is making it very, very non-flexible. So I would scrap those large tables and I would put some smaller tables in there. Okay, here we have the bar. I guess the bar is what we saw in depth when we saw the kind of the long shot inside. It looks nice. Nice shelving, a little dark. It doesn't necessarily highlights anything. Um, I would definitely change the lighting. And as we said, lighting is very, very important. I would put a little bit more lighting on where the staff work so they can see better what they're doing. And perhaps kind of reduce a little bit of this like harsh spotlight onto the bar. Perhaps some decorative element could be added to this on top of this shelving. Not too bad. I don't hate on like the ceiling racks for glasses. Not my favorite. It doesn't seem very elegant or kind of very luxe to me, but I don't hate it. Again, yet another service bar, meaning a bar that perhaps only works with the staff and not with the customers. So again, I wouldn't make it that big, and I would, if you're not serving customers at your bar directly, I personally don't see a very good reason for your bar to be that big and that kind of space consuming and also making it a focal point of design. There is no point, nobody will be looking into, in that direction anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I would definitely do the space. I'm just really not a big fan. And if you would like to, we can let me know in the comment below if you want me to do just a review of bars, because I do see a ton of mistakes in bar design and kind of bar conceptualization, whether bars on their own or bars in restaurants. But yeah, more sins are committed in bars in restaurants. Here we can also see some sinks. And I'm assuming these are the bathrooms. I don't hate sinks outside of the bathrooms. Sometimes it's very, very nice because it gives you like an extra sink that is not in the toilet. And if you don't have the space for, bathrooms, this is very, very good option to add a little bit more wash space. I don't necessarily think... Yeah, I don't hate on it. I don't hate on it, especially if you're limited into space. But again, I wouldn't really say it's the luxury way to go. Looking at all really luxurious, successful restaurants, yeah, they don't have sinks in the main dining area or at a location where you could see them from the main dining area. Do you see what I mean? It is so underwhelming. This harsh spotlight, there are just few bottles on it. The glasses underneath stacked. Yes, it's tidy and it's nice. Those bottles on the bar, I don't know. I don't live for it. I don't care for it. I think it's a really waste of space. It looks huge. It looks empty. And I do think that as a designer, you can design it in a way that all this space can make money. And I don't think this space makes money. I think they're just paying rent on it. And it's like a huge focal point in the restaurant that is not really adding anything to it. Oh, there's more. Oh, there's like a convention center. Okay. Okay, okay. Okay. Okay, I guess they're running, it's nice. I guess they're running also events in there. And again, I don't want to get into commenting too much on kind of the design of this convention center, and it looks like perhaps they're doing weddings or some kind of ceremonies or convention. But yeah, okay. See, what we said about if you are running a la carte and if you're trying to make money, your money by a la carte service, then you definitely want to have 2 to 4 tables. But again, if this restaurant is directly attached to a convention center and they very often have large groups coming in there, then I guess the larger tables would make sense, because then you do have the flexibility of actually getting people socially into groups of 4, 6, or 10. So I guess the table sizes make more sense now. Okay, this was not too bad. I overall like this restaurant. As I said, the big thing I would change if this was my place, I would try to make it a little bit more flexible in terms of seating arrangements, but overall pretty okay. I think they could definitely work a little bit on the lighting and the general ambience of the place. The service bar was far too large and just completely didn't make sense. If you are running events, you want to have the most amount of seating space that you possibly can. So ditch the big bar, have it as small as possible, and just utilize the space for seating. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you like it, please give the channel some love, like and subscribe. Let me know what I should review next, and ask me any questions in the comments below, or you can always send me an email and we can have a little private chat, you and I. Okay? See you next time, guys.